Hey guys, it's Isha Patel here. I'm really excited to be sharing some amazing gems of wisdom with you here today. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get a lot out of this. So, today I really want to dive into some of the biggest reasons why entrepreneurs get stuck and they can't move forward in their businesses. Now, I've been working with a lot of different people for probably about 4.5 years now, and about maybe a year ago, people started asking me how is it that I became as successful as I did. So I came out of the woodworks just like nobody had ever seen before. No one knew who I was, and all of a sudden, I took the industry by storm in Perth, opened up a studio, and just kind of came out of nowhere. Um, and so, after having several years of experience in healing and coaching and mentoring other people, um, people started asking me, how did I do it? So they wanted to know what it is that I did that made me successful, that was able to do things like get high-end coaching clients, mentoring people on long-term packages, and living a lifestyle where I can feel like there's a sense of freedom and like feeling actually in control of my business and my life. So here's the thing. I speak to a lot of people who are healers, coaches, mentors, trainers, and they feel like they have something amazing to offer people. And if this is you, this is really going to help you. So if you're sitting here going, oh my God, that's me, you need to keep watching this video. So if you're sitting here feeling really, really stuck in your business, wondering why you're not getting more clients, you're not getting more sales, you're not able to reach more audiences, you're not able to have enough of an impact, and you're not moving fast enough, it's because you're missing this key point in actually vibrationally aligning yourself to what it is that you're offering people. Yeah. Now, everybody knows, sales, marketing, and if you are a business owner, you've probably done a lot of workshops around sales and marketing and packaging and positioning and that sort of stuff. But that is actually not the most important part of business. They are all working parts, and yes, you do need to have those components as well. I think it's very, very important to acknowledge the structures and the components that do come from some of the old school methodologies of business. But see, these days people are really, really smart, and a lot of the old school techniques aren't working nearly as well as what they used to. And what's missing is a lot of entrepreneurs are trying to do what somebody else is doing. So, you go and read somebody's book, you go and do somebody's webinar, you go and do, some course out there, and then you try and take somebody's template and you try and apply it to your own business. And then you realize that the template doesn't always work. So the missing key is actually you. It's you recognizing that you need to bring your individuality into your business. You need to bring your sense of like who you are into what it is that you're offering the world, because that is actually why people come to you. Chances are there are actually a lot of other people out there that are doing the same things as you. So there are other life coaches, there are other healers, there are other, Reiki masters. There are actually a lot of people out there that are offering the same skills and services as you. So why would somebody choose you over some of those other people out there? And the key is actually in who you are, your brand, and what you actually represent. Now, I see a lot of the time still people are trying to hide behind like company brandings and like logos and fancy images and all that sort of stuff. But you know what? People are really smart these days, and they're seeing through all of that. You can have like the best branding and the best, marketing and all of that stuff out there. But if you are not showing up authentically in your business and delivering authentically what it is that you're actually teaching, then people aren't going to take you seriously. People are really, really switched on these days, and they can smell fakeness from a mile away. And I'm not saying that you guys are fake. I'm saying that, there are a lot of you out there that are actually very good at what you do, but you just haven't discovered that piece of who you are and integrated that with what you're actually offering in your business, right? So what you need to do is get very, very clear first on who you are, what it is that you want to be offering, and then not be afraid to have that sense of individuality and that uniqueness. Right? I've been down that road myself. I have been to so many seminars, so many training rooms. I have spent years and years talking to highly successful people and trying to adopt their methods and apply them to myself. And some of it works. Yes, I do give credit to a lot of the things that have actually worked, that I have applied and that have really benefited me. But my success has come from me not being afraid to be myself. And in order for you to really understand what it is that you're what it is that you're offering, you need to get very clear on who you are and what your message is, right? So what is it that you actually believe? What is it that you're actually trying to get out into the world? Now, if you can get clear on that, there should be no reason for you to be stuck. Now, I know some of you out there are thinking, oh, I know what I am and I know what I'm doing, and I'm not getting clients, and I'm feeling really stuck and I don't really know what I want to do. But I guarantee you right now that if you are 100% clear in yourself, who you are and what your purpose is, because purpose is very important. If you got very, very clear on what your purpose is, then all the rest of it actually falls into place. So some of the things that I teach, in a way, they kind of go against a lot of the old school business methods, right? Because I know for a fact that I can sit around and do my 4 Instagram posts a day. I can post my Facebook lives at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. and still not get the same results as if I'm following my internal guidance, following my intuition, and actually doing things, taking actions that are inspired and in a timely fashion. And this is actually where your inner connection with yourself becomes first and foremost the most important thing. Yeah. So if you're sitting here going, oh, but I've done all those other things and they're not working and the systems are wrong. Well, it's because you're not listening to the timing of when things need to be done. See, inside you, inside each and every one of you, you have this wisdom that is just waiting to, come out and to be birthed into the world. And this wisdom is guiding every single step along the way. Now, each of us has a different purpose, has a different role that we're here to play on this planet. And if you're trying to copy somebody else's role, and if you're trying to copy somebody else's purpose, you are never going to get to where you want in life. Yeah? First and foremost, you need to know where it is that you're wanting to go. Secondly, actually, this is probably more important, is you need to know what it is that needs to get done that is in alignment with who you are. Now, most of you have seen me in the last 4.5 years. Hi, Jacob. Hi, Ricky. Nice to have you guys on here. Most of you have seen me in the last few years, mostly just focusing on teaching meditation. But what I've really started to see is that meditation is so much more than just finding peace and calm. Now, for anyone who's sat in any of my rooms, you know this 100% to be true, because I transform lives in a matter of minutes for a lot of people. But it's about understanding who you are and connecting with that part of you that wants to create something in this world. Now, I 100% believe that every single person out there has something to share, right? Now, it's not all going to look the same. So, there are people who are going to be watching this that are not going to be speakers, that are not going to be, doing big scale sort of events and stuff like I am, but you're going to, in your own little way, offer something into this world. And the reason why you're not getting that and you're not finding that fulfillment is because you haven't tapped into yourself to actually ask yourself what that is, right? You haven't asked yourself what it is that wants to flow through you. A lot of people are so caught up in their personal stories of who they are. Like, just, it's all about me, my life, my family, my finances, me this, me that. And if you can see outside of the me bubble and actually see, your role within this beautiful, harmonious balance of life, then suddenly the questions that you start asking start to shift, right? The questions around what it is that you're actually supposed to be offering and birthing into this world are not coming from a place of just things that you want for your personal self. They're coming from a place of what it is that you can offer, the wider sort of spectrum of people and humanity and the planet. Yeah. So it comes down to finding out what it is that your divine purpose is. And the way to do that, hey, Nicole, is actually to really start asking yourself some questions, and the questions are, what is it that brings me fulfillment? What does success actually mean to me? And I think, this generation in particular, those of us who are in our sort of 20s to 30s, who are actually rising in these entrepreneurial sort of spaces, we're starting to redefine what it actually means to be successful. If you had asked somebody, 20 to 30 years ago, success was money, it was having a house, it was having the kids, it was having, maybe achieving milestones in business. Those were the things that created success. But if you redefine success as actually daily fulfillment, how happy you feel when you go to bed, how satisfied you feel with your life, what you're grateful for, if you can redefine your success in that way, then your quality of life is what's going to improve. Because you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. And everyone knows this now, right? Everyone knows that this is true. But you can also have lots of money. You can be living your purpose. You can be doing what it is that you're here to do. You can be flowing, the entirety of divine will through your being and expressing that and creating something in this world. And then you can go to bed that night and feel like you've actually done something that has impact in this world. Right? And this is where people get stuck, because they just don't know what it is that bigger purpose is. So, take some time. Like, if you are an entrepreneur, take some time to actually reassess your goals, redefine what it is that success means to you, because you'll find that, when you start acting from a place of the things that you value and the things that actually matter to you, then you realize that your definition of success has nothing to do with anyone else. So if there are all these blogs out there and videos out there telling you have to reach XYZ milestones, but those things aren't making you happy, then maybe you need to redefine what it is that you actually want to do. There is no point living, 80, 90 years on this planet not liking what it is that you're doing. So if you're currently in a job that you don't like, even if you're in a self-employed position that you don't like, if you're not happy, you need to make some choices and you need to actually figure out what it is that you want to be doing. So I know for a fact that your soul is driven by bliss. It is driven by joy. It is driven by the things that really make you feel fulfilled. When you are in your soul purpose, you are 100% in alignment with the things that make you happy. Now, there are so many false beliefs out there around things that, are supposed to make you happy and they just don't. What I've realized in like 4.5 years of running my own business is if I don't want to do something, and if I put my time and energy into doing things I don't want to be doing, it is the most draining thing in the world, right? My energy and my time are so, so valuable to me that I will never do something that I don't want to do, right? I hire cleaners, I hire people to do, tasks that I don't want to do, because there are other people out there that actually like that stuff. Like some people like accounting, and if you like number crunching and doing all of that, fine, by all means do it. That's not me. And so I get other people to do those things for me because I want to put my time and energy into doing the things that I love. And I know for a fact that if every single person actually did the things that really, really lit them up, that really made them feel like they were just so, so expansive, that the entire world would actually be a happier and a better place. There are lawyers out there who would rather be doctors. There are bricklayers out there who wish they'd studied more and done something else. How many people in this world today are actually not happy in what it is that they're doing? And so, when you understand that there is something out there for everyone and that everyone is unique, we can actually work with our uniqueness and with our diversity to step into our own individual purposes of what it is that we're here to do. And when we come into alignment with that, the entire universe actually aligns to support that. And again, I know this for a fact because when I make decisions from a place of alignment, everything falls into place. It means that no matter how much something costs or, how many hurdles I have to move, how many mountains I have to go past, how many, miles I have to travel across the world, I just turn up, right? I've done the craziest things in the last few years. Like I've booked flights to America for a week. I've, dropped 30 grand on programs like on a whim just because I know that those things are in alignment. And like I haven't had the money to do it, but the money's always showed up. And just I've made every decision from a place of love and alignment and connectedness, because I know that when I act from a place of connection and I act from a place of intuition, that the universe is going to align to that. One of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is in their decision making. Now, there's a reason why Mark Zuckerberg wears the same shirt every day, and it's because he knows that when he gets up every morning, if he doesn't put time into deciding what he's going to wear, he's got more mental capacity to be making more important decisions in his life. Yeah, it's actually a really good business strategy. A lot of really high achieving entrepreneurs actually do that, where they set their morning routines and they set their clothes and like all the basic mundane sort of stuff. They don't want to be putting time and energy into decision making in those things so that they can be making more important decisions about other things in their life and their business and have time for partners and that sort of thing. So every time you make a decision about something, you need to ask yourself, am I making this decision out of fear, or am I making this decision out of love and alignment? Now, if you truly take the time to tap into yourself and ask yourself what it is that you want and what it is that you're here to do, you start to realize that sometimes the decisions that feel in alignment aren't always the most sensible. They're definitely not the ones that are the easiest at times, but they're the ones that are going to get you to catalyze your life in a way that you've never seen before. Sometimes you need to just step out of your comfort zone and do the things that feel in alignment before you know how the logistics are going to fall into place. I'll give you an example actually of someone, one of my clients actually. So she wanted to come to my retreat that I have coming up in September, and she was like, yeah, I'm totally in, and like I'll do whatever it takes. And then when push came to shove and I was like, oh, it's time to put your deposit down, she was like, oh, I don't really have the money and I'm not really going to come. And so I sat there and, like, as I do with all people who tell me they don't have money, I don't believe them because there's so much money out there that it's ridiculous to think that you don't have any. But this person had other things going on. So it was more around like, self-worth and confidence, and like there were other underlying issues there. Anyway, we got past a lot of those issues, and within 48 hours of her putting down the deposit for this retreat, she ended up winning more than the cost of the retreat. Sorry, not winning. She ended up receiving more than the cost of the retreat in an unexpected sum of payment. So this is the thing. She made the decision. She took the action before she knew how it was all going to work out. But she was 100% sure that that action, that being at that retreat, that time and place, felt in alignment for her. And she said this to me from day one, right? Because if it doesn't feel in alignment for the other person or for myself, I don't even enroll people into my courses, because I'm always checking in with people's higher selves. I'm always checking in who's actually supposed to be somewhere and who's not. So I'm very clear on that. And I knew that this person was meant to be in that room. So even though, she gave me all these excuses, I was like, hang on, what's really going on here? Now, because she took action and she came into total alignment, everything actually aligned around her. And this right here is the biggest reason why so many entrepreneurs are stuck, because they don't realize that they have to take the action before they actually find out exactly how it's all going to work out. Every decision you make, if you're making it from fear, you are telling the universe that fear is your driving force, that fear is your motivation, fear is your vehicle in this life, and that is not what we want. When you act from a place of love and from alignment, and you take action on the things that actually mean something to you, and you take action on the things that you value, that means you are living your truth and your universe aligns to you. At no point are any one of you in a situation where the universe or God or whatever you want to call it actually is out to not be in your best interest, right? Because the universe is constantly conspiring to support you if you allow it. Do you get that? If you allow it. You need to be the one to take actions that are in alignment with the things that you really want to do. When you take an action from that vibration of alignment, everything else around that shifts into that same alignment as well. Do you guys get that? It's pretty amazing. So I hope you've learned something from this. We are really going to do some deep diving into some of these concepts and actually workshop it and get really, really practical. We're going to be doing like demos and like actual examples for people's businesses at this 2-day event that I have coming up in August. So if you are a healer, a coach, or an entrepreneur and you've listened to this and you've realized that you've actually gotten a few gems of wisdom, I strongly recommend that you come along to this event. It's going to be 2 massive days of sitting in a room and not just talking about these concepts, because this video is really quite theoretical and conceptual. I mean, you're going to walk away with practical tools, practical workshops. Like, you're actually going to build stuff around your business and take actions in those 2 days that are going to change your life. So yeah, if you are a healer, coach, or entrepreneur, I'm going to pop the link in this comment box below, and I really hope to see you guys there. We are doing an amazing special until tomorrow at midnight. You can actually get 2 tickets to this event for $97. Sorry, so it's a double pass for $97. It's incredibly good value, and yeah, I mean, it's practically a no-brainer. 2 days in a room doing stuff like this, if you have a business, is going to change your life. So I really hope to see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have an amazing day, guys. And I'll see those of you that are coming at the event. Bye.